And for those that are asking how did she get the dress without paying, the big question.
Most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth.
This wedding dress drama that's going on TikTok right now has me clutching my pearls, because I too had a similar experience 12 years ago when I got married. But luckily for me, social media wasn't a thing back then, so my family and I didn't get dragged through the mud or doxxed or threatened the day of my wedding like this poor bride had to experience. And I know there have been a few different types of wedding dress dramas circulating on TikTok recently, but this one may very well be the worst, most unprofessional, and borderline criminal, in my opinion. To help you better understand this situation, let me introduce you to the characters we'll be discussing. This is Kazi, a dress designer based in Florida. And this is the bride, Rayleigh. She's from Colorado. All of this happened randomly out of the blue one day, where Kazi decides to post a video like this on her TikTok. She says, "When you spent 5 months making this wedding dress only for the client to steal it without paying," crying face emoji. I don't think saying without paying was necessary. Saying stealing it is already enough, but you know, that was for the dramatic effect. And as you can imagine, a lot of people were furious and so sympathetic towards the designer and just so terrible towards the bride. And that video garnered millions of views, and I mean over 10 million. So this trashy designer decides to exploit this narrative even more by posting cryptic videos like these stating, "Story time coming soon, how @Rayleigh stole the wedding dress." Again, gaining millions of views, and as you can see, she not only linked Rayleigh's social media, but also included her so that her fans can go harass and threaten the bride. Needless to say, this designer knew exactly what she was doing. So finally, after stringing her fans along, she comes out with this video. Can't even show her face because she knows she's lying, but here goes.
Thank you guys so much for the tremendous support, the amount of people who genuinely understand how much this has truly impacted me, and not only me, but my employees as well. As a Black woman-owned business, I couldn't thank you guys enough for vouching for me and fighting for me. And for those that are asking how did she get the dress without paying, the big question, I shipped it out of good faith. This was a rushed order bridal gown, and we had a few days until her wedding.
Remember, she said that this was a rushed order bridal gown. Just keep that in mind. Let's keep going.
I wanted to make sure she got it ahead of time. So I already sent her the balance a few days prior. The balance with everything else that's owed. I didn't charge any shipping. She got that. I sent it via email. I sent it through text. I told her, you know, review it, let me know. And then, you know, I wasn't really thinking too much more about it. I was more focused on making sure the dress was perfected, making sure everything was good before I actually shipped it to her, because I knew her wedding was so soon. So the dress was overnighted. So mind you, when it's overnighted and I shipped it that night, it gets there the next day in the morning. So I leave it alone. I go to sleep. I wake up. They're a few hours ahead of us. So I send another text. Just, hey, you know, the dress is going to be held at a location because I haven't received my payment. And then also, I haven't received any type of confirmation. And I provided a signature request on the dress. And after I send that message, the update, like, hey, can I get an update on the invoice? I sent it to you. Did you get it? I don't hear anything back. Mind you, I know they got the dress. I see the signature request has been signed by, I think it was Jay Wells, which, you know, her husband's last name is Wells. So I know they got it. Rayleigh, she ended up replying back to me saying, oh, no, I want to make sure I try on a dress first. Can I send you half once I try it on and half after? And I'm like, no, I need my payment. Like, you got the dress. I need my payment. That's just what it is. We go to the next day. I sent a nice text. I said, hello. It has now been a day that you all have had the dress. I have no balance, no correspondence. I don't know what's going on. At this point, I done took enough losses. Y'all done played enough games. You ship the dress back by FedEx before they close at 4 o'clock, or I'm going to get it.
Blah, 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 bunch of nonsense. But the main point of this story time, she plastered it over her video. Wedding dress thief. Yeah, she clearly says,
I shipped it out of good faith.
Sure you did. Up until this story time video, I was completely on the designer's side, because she made it seem like someone just came and stole a wedding dress from her that she worked so many months to make. When in reality, none of that happened, so something just seemed fishy about that video to me. The bride never came out to speak on this, yet. And a lot of her audience believed this fabricated story. And so Cassie, the designer, opened a GoFundMe for $12,000. Many people donated because, of course, this was such a tragedy. How could this despicable bride steal from this designer after all this work she put into this dress? Let me rewind a bit. Remember the first viral video she posted? She stated she worked 5 months on this dress, and then now in her story time she claimed this was a rushed order bridal gown. Those two statements are pretty contradicting. How can it take you 5 months to make it but then also be a rushed order? Make it make sense. Anyway, after several days of the bride getting attacked and having to delete all of her social media, her address getting doxxed, her salon that she worked at was brutally destroyed with terrible negative reviews. And here's the kicker. This was all happening during her special day. Rayleigh's wedding day was August 24th, and Kazi started posting these videos on the 23rd and 24th. After several days, Rayleigh activated her social media again and came on to share her side of the story with receipts.
Hey everyone, this is Rayleigh. You've probably seen me all over TikTok, but now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. The reason I'm speaking out now is I have found some professional advice, and I was not happy with Sindera starting a GoFundMe because most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. To set the record straight, I did not wear the dress that Kazazi, LLC, or Sindera White made.
So she starts out the video proving that she did not wear Kazi's dress at her wedding. She had to find a whole new dress 2 days before her wedding.
So I do only have a few of me in the dress that I had to buy 2 days before my wedding. Here's one of the photos from my ceremony. Here is another picture of me right before the ceremony. And here's a photo of me right after the ceremony.
And I know what that's like because, as I mentioned in the beginning, I had a similar experience where I tried to order a custom-made dress for my wedding only to make sure that it fits my body type perfectly. Yet I received a horrible looking dress that did not fit me at all. And I had to scramble the last few days before my wedding to find a random dress that actually fit me. And thank goodness for my sister, she added some little rhinestones and beads to make it somewhat decent. And this is what I looked like on my wedding day. So I totally feel Rayleigh's pain right now, but anyway, let's keep going.
Okay, so here is the contract. As you can see right here, it was a total of $6,290 for the Kazazi dress. $6,290 is what we agreed on for this dress, and as you can see right here, August 10th, 2024 was supposed to be our completion date. As you can see, we signed this 2/19/2024, and she states in her contract that bridal wear is 3 to 6 months. 9 days shy of 6 months was her time frame for this dress, and she still went 12 days over. As you can see in this contract, there is literally no discount stated whatsoever. I realize at the time of making this video that the GoFundMe has been taken down, but you can see this total price, and I will show you the deposit that we paid, showing that the GoFundMe is completely false. This is the emailed receipt from Kazazi of us paying 60% of the bridal gown, right here. Here is the invoice. As you can see, this is the total, $6,290, and it was a 60% deposit for $3,774.
So remember when Kazi said this was a rushed order, when in the contract it clearly states she had 6 months to make this dress. And on top of that, she was paid 60% up front. That's unheard of to me. I sure wouldn't do that.
Before I jump to her sending the dress in August, I want to brief you guys on what has happened from February all the way till August. In the beginning, we met with her on a Zoom consultation to take measurements and get all of those measurements sent to her, and then she stated that she would be sending over swatches of the fabric she was going to use for the dress. I never received those. I flew from Colorado to Miami for our first fitting in the beginning of April, and her team and her did not give us a location or a time until literally the night before, which was my last day there. For the second fitting, I flew down to Miami. I was there for a total of 5 days trying to do our second fitting. During those 5 days that I was in Miami, I continued trying to communicate with Sandera and her team. And on the night before the last day that we were supposed to be there, Sandera texted and just canceled our second fitting altogether.
Could you imagine having to travel and all the travel expenses from Colorado to Florida only for your fitting to be canceled? Especially knowing you have already paid over 60% for this dress. I mean, this girl wasted so much money and time, and you would think, damn, this dress must be some masterpiece. Well, let's take a look.
I continued asking for updates and a date for our final fitting, which she did inform me 10 days out from my final completion date for the dress. So I had to buy a last-minute flight from Grand Junction to Miami to get there from August 9th to the 11th. I didn't get a photo of the dress until 4 days before the completion date, which was August 6th is when she sent it. This is the video of my dress that she sent me 4 days before the completion date. This is nothing what we agreed upon. I was absolutely sick when I saw this. Here's another angle. I never asked for this many pearls. The boob cups are absolutely terrible, and this point is completely wrong. It's not even a point, which we spoke about in our very first fitting. If she would have sent me photos or videos throughout this process, we could have not done this. At this time, I also asked her for a video or photo of the actual detachable skirt, which she could not provide to me because get this, when I got there, they hadn't done anything to it. The skirt had zero design. It was absolutely white. It looked like it hadn't even been touched. This is August 9th. The skirt, mind you, untouched. This was August 10th, the day I should be taking this dress home. The overlay here is pinned on, and it was supposed to follow every pleat of the skirt, and when I got it, it did not. This dress was supposed to be custom to my body, my fit, and we had to cinch me in so much because she used E6000 glue to glue all the gems on. As you can see, this is August 10th. This is supposed to be the completion date, and that dress is not even close to being done. This is the dress on August 11th. I was supposed to take it home with me on the 11th. The completion date was supposed to be the 10th.
Again, in the contract, it states that she was supposed to finish the dress on the 10th, and that clearly didn't happen.
Sandera stated that it wasn't ready for me to take home and that she would overnight ship it by August 15th so that I would get it by the 16th. I continued asking for updates and photos throughout this time. She refused to send me any. She promised August 10th in her contract and then promised August 15th while I was there, and neither one of those dates were met. Now, 3 days before my wedding, she sends me 2 blurry videos of the dress, and I ask her to resend them or FaceTime me, anything so that I can at least see what is going on. Pause to read. This is all of the text messages that happened right after she sent me a blurry video of the dress that I couldn't even tell or proof. She states that she's already sending them without me even proofing them. Mind you, this is Tuesday night. She then sends me a tracking number. This is the original tracking number she sent me on Tuesday the 20th. I don't even know why I cover my address anymore because you guys have all posted it everywhere. She leads me to believe that this is the real tracking number that she dropped my package off at the FedEx. I call FedEx because it says we'll add a delivery date as soon as we get your package. I call them and I'm like, hey, do you have my package? They say no, she hasn't dropped it off yet. Then, these are the text messages. I asked Sin, can you send me the tracking number? The dress isn't showing up in FedEx. She says she dropped it off, and we tracked it all day on Wednesday the 21st, and it still said, we don't have your package. She claims that she dropped the package off and doesn't have it. Pause to read this, but pretty much she says that it's out of her hands and they have it and they forgot to scan it in. FedEx scans as soon as you drop off your package. So I tracked the other tracking number that she sent me all day Wednesday, and then at 8 p.m. she sends me this. Here is the proof that it was not updated until August 21st, 10:08 when they got my package. You can see here that I didn't get it until August 22nd, Thursday at 10:57 a.m. Mind you, 48 hours before I have to walk down the aisle.
This bride ended up receiving her dress 2 days before her wedding. Now let's see what this dress really looked like in person.
This is when I got the dress. I took it out of the package very nicely and I put it on and was instantly crying because of how bad it was. First of all, this belt was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to truly ombre down all the way to the bottom and get lighter as it went. This is not how it was supposed to look. Also, there's more tulle in this side of the dress than there is the other side. These points up here are completely off, and I will show more pictures of that and all of this close up later, but this is when I first got the dress.
That is not a $6,000 dress. To me, that looks like a dress you got off of Shein or Temu. Not only this design looks like trash and not what the bride wanted, but the main reason people paid the extra coin to get a custom wedding dress done is to make sure it looks and fits perfect on your body type.
As you can see, I was absolutely devastated. Devastated. As you can see, the leg slit was supposed to be more open so you could actually see my leg, and right here in this photo, the rhinestones down the center are lined up, and that's where it's supposed to be. Now let me show you the back. This is the back. Do you see how far off to the right side that train is? This is when the front is lined up how it's supposed to be. The train is completely off to the right side. Also, do you see the difference in size on the belt that she made? Mind you, I wasn't able to proof any of this because she sent me a blurry video and she didn't send me a video with the corset in it. As you can see with this top, both sides are completely different shapes and different heights. Here's another picture of the back. You can see how far off that train really is. But I know how bad I look in this right now. And mind you, this was a custom dress made for my body type, and this is what it looks like. I agree. I think it looks bad. I think it looks really bad on me.
To me, it seems like the designer made it for herself.
This whole story is crazy. This story, if you know, you know. But the craziest part about it is how mad would you be if your designer posted all these videos of her in your wedding dress? That's what I can't get over.
And I would personally immediately demand a refund and send it back. But let's see how Rayleigh tried to handle it.
You can pause to read this. There it is. I gave her the option to come out and help me, and she didn't want anything to do with it. And then this was my response after she blew my phone up. This was the day before my wedding, and I was supposed to be focusing on getting married, not a dress that was terrible. This is the rest of that message. Pause to read. I didn't ever actually block her because I sat my phone down and enjoyed my rehearsal day and my wedding day. But she full on tried to ruin my wedding, even though that dress was absolutely horrible when it got to me. She posted her first video about me on TikTok Friday night, the night before my wedding. There's a reason I had to shut down all my social media. I was getting married. I told her that I would deal with this on Monday, and I also told her that the dress wasn't wearable. So she knew that I wasn't gonna wear it, and she knew that I was gonna talk to her again on Monday to get this dress back to her.
Wow, this girl has so much grace because I would have not handled it this kindly. As you can see, she asks to ship the dress back. She tells the designer the dress is unwearable. Again, that dress was not stolen. That bride, in my opinion, way overpaid and didn't even get to use the dress. On top of that, listen to what this poor girl had to experience on her wedding day.
Between Saturday when I got married and Monday, I was getting threats on my phone between phone calls and messages. My phone was blowing up through social media. My business, the salon that I work at, and even salons that I don't work at any longer were getting terrible reviews from people that hadn't even heard any side of my story. Even some of my friends' businesses were being harassed because of all of this. You don't have to like the decision that I made to wait until Monday to deal with any of this, but I had to based off of the fact that I was getting married. I wanted to enjoy being a newlywed without any of this extra drama. I never said that I wasn't going to ship the dress back, and I also never said that I wouldn't pay.
Girly pop, again, you're being way too nice about this. It makes total sense that she didn't want to come on social media making response videos the weekend of her wedding. I mean, the damage was already done. Kazi already ruined Rayleigh's special day by sending her a Temu version of what the contractual dress was supposed to look like, and had the audacity to further the damage by sending a hate mob on her wedding day. And I've seen it with my own eyes. The comments in Kazi's original video was absolutely disgusting, just tearing this bride apart and saying, you should pull up, we'll take care of her. And Kazi was responding to those comments saying, yeah, I'm already here in Colorado trying to get my dress back, like gonna pull up on her. I'm sorry, what? What world are we living in? This girl says it perfectly.
I wholeheartedly believe that Rayleigh deserves a redo of her special day because this whole dress drama overshadowed her moment. Even if she went offline a couple of days, she still had the stress of trying to find a new dress. And people were probably contacting her about being harassed online due to their affiliation with her. So it's no way she could have avoided this. You know, I'm always down for a redemption story. And I believe that there should be some type of call to action put in play for Rayleigh to have her special day redone. And no, I'm not talking about somebody gonna make a GoFundMe. That shit is played the fuck out. I'm talking about people within the wedding planning industry come together and pool your resources from flowers, venues, dresses, DJs, makeup artists, hairstylists, wedding dresses, whatever. Come together and help Rayleigh redo her special day so it can be remembered in a positive aspect, not a negative one.
And I absolutely could not agree more. That's why I'm making this video. Hopefully the right people see it and hopefully they can help Rayleigh have a redo of her wedding day. But after Rayleigh's response video, Kazi apparently did her own response video but then quickly took it down because it was just getting called out by everyone. But what I have gathered from Kazi's response was that she's claiming Rayleigh knew about the belt and that she still didn't pay the remaining amount, just completely avoiding everything that Rayleigh pointed out. And this is how Rayleigh responded after.
First things first, people are still asking me if I wore the dress. The answer is no. This is the dress that I bought 2 days before my wedding. And here's the timestamp at the end of our ceremony. Jose has accused me of botching the dress when I got it. Here's the timestamp, and remind you, in my last video I showed when I received the dress, which was 10:57 a.m. I am not a seamstress. I am not a seamstress. What? The next thing you guys are asking me about is this top piece of the skirt. That was only supposed to be about 1 inch, as you can see here. I'll show another picture, but the reason why she talked me into doing that at all is because she ordered the wrong overlay. It was supposed to match the top completely, like same type of jewels. Here is another picture. It was only supposed to be 1 inch thick, not 2 inches on one side and 3 on the other side. And then do you see, it was supposed to trickle down like these, like teardrops, not be one solid belt. The belt was only supposed to be this little piece that was only like 1 inch so that it would tie in. You can see in the sketch, there is no belt. There was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to be all the same from top to bottom, the same type of crystals, the same type of jewels. Let me be clear, I asked her for more photos and videos of the dress before she sent it so that I could proof it, which again, I never did. But she never sent me those photos of the model in my dress until the dress already got to me and I was like, what is this? And then this is the 23rd, literally the day before my wedding, and I am asking her if she wants the dress back. I did want to touch on the fact that I've seen a comment from the designer saying that she begged for the dress back. As you can see in those screenshots, I offered to send it back, and even at the end of part 2 of my last videos, I offered to send it back.
After that, a lot more people were coming out exposing the designer, saying that she has scammed her clients out of thousands of dollars many times with their very own receipts showing that the dress they expected came in looking like a knockoff version from Wish.
It was a lot of things in this dress that was just different. Like, it was a lot. Damn, I'm trying to zoom in on the picture. It was a lot, so let me get into that. Yeah, so this is how the dress came, undone, unfinished, different jewels. It was not my size.
This girl that I'm about to show you was a customer of Kazi, and she had a lot to say, a lot of screenshots, and just please watch her video thoroughly because she exposed a lot.
Now, you saying we all crazy and we don't know what we're talking about, but why is it that people have to run you down for their money? Not only clients, but clearly employees too. So what's tea? And then we all have the big question, like, who's making these dresses, right? And here is your answer. She do not make these dresses. Sin cannot see to save her life, and Sin cannot draw to save her life. So who making these dresses, you say? The people that she hiring. And who she hiring? Them immigrants that's crossing over. And what is she doing? Underpaying and overworking these people. So I'm confused as to why our dress still can't be what you advertise it to be. Here's another screenshot of you refusing to give somebody their money back. And if this is not enough, here's the next one. People reaching out to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, what? Reaching out to you and you not texting me back and I just gave you my money? Do that sound acceptable? Why you think that you just someone's just trying to tear down this black woman? No, stop pulling that card, girl, because you ain't just find out that you was black yesterday or when this whole issue started. You been knew you was black, and majority of your clientele are also black. But did you care? No, you didn't. And here's the next one. Look, and this is from 2024, and you're still not refunding them. So all this money that you sitting on, why did you need to GoFundMe? Because your employees been unpaid. So you're talking about to help pay your employees been unpaid. So what's really tea? Once again, someone else's dress is half done. Why? I was trying to have hope because I felt your team was trying their best to accommodate me, and I'm sure that they was. The team was trying their best. It is now Saturday, the day of my event, 1 hour before of my event, and I have yet to receive my dress. I am running around trying to find me something to wear because I had to leave my place of business and go get ready. I would like to know how you, Cascade, plan on rectifying this matter because this is beyond unacceptable. Do you think she get this lady her money back? No, she ain't get this lady her money back. And guess how much this lady paid, y'all? Y'all see it right there, $3,000. Baby, it don't stop there. Here's Diana. And if I show y'all how she made this girl dress, I'm not even gonna show y'all. Just go to her page because she fucked up. Like, what are you talking about? And here's another. You trying to stab up this girl chest. Shit coming out. And they paid you already. These people paid you already. And these is the problems that we have when we get our dress. But you're not a scammer, right?
It's clear to me that this designer is the real scammer, and she deserves everything that's coming to her, hopefully legally, because what she's done to Rayleigh and so many of her clients is absolutely cruel. But I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Please go send Rayleigh a lot of love right now. Lord knows she needs it. I will link her TikTok below. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to sit and watch another one of my videos. I'll see you in my next one.